Welcome to the Stoic Quotient, where we rip away the illusions and speak straight to your soul. If you felt alone, torn, or guilty for growing beyond your circle, this message was custom built for you. Let them go why your dreams can't survive in a room full of doubt. Your future is suffocating, not because you're weak, but because you're surrounded by people who can't breathe at the altitude you're headed. This isn't just a video, this is an emotional reckoning, a spiritual confrontation with the truth. If you don't shed the weight of obsolete people, you'll never fly. Where we trade distractions for discipline, comfort for courage, and empty talk for truth. This isn't where you come to feel better, this is where you come to remember who you are. The moment your growth becomes a mirror, the moment your light reveals where they've stayed dim, everything changes. Suddenly the room feels colder, the conversations are shorter, the support is quieter, and you wonder what you did wrong. We're tribal by nature. For most of human history, belonging meant survival. So when someone in the tribe starts changing, getting healthier, wealthier, more self-aware, more daring, it subconsciously threatens the others. The question becomes, if you're capable of more, what does that say about me? That's when the passive resistance starts, backhanded compliments, subtle discouragement. Who do you think you are? Energy, or even ghosting? People don't always realize they're doing it. It's not always conscious malice, it's emotional self-preservation. Because to cheer for your evolution means they must confront their own stagnation. And that is terrifying. Encouraging someone requires courage. It requires setting ego aside and saying, I'm not there yet, but I still believe in you. Most people were never taught how to do that, so instead, they resist. They criticize. They keep you safe in the version of yourself they're comfortable with. But here's the key. You're not responsible for someone else's emotional safety at the expense of your own soul. You were born to grow, to stretch, to live wide open, and no amount of guilt, shame, or resistance should stop you from answering that call. So they'll say, don't forget where you came from, but what they really mean is, don't outgrow me. They'll say, you've changed. But what they mean is, you've become someone I no longer control. And if you're not awake, if you're not brutally honest with yourself, you'll confuse that manipulation for love. You'll start shrinking again, smiling smaller, dimming your light just to stay acceptable. You'll trade your destiny for their comfort. And you'll call it loyalty. But let's be clear. You don't owe your old life an apology for building a better one. The Stoics taught us that the greatest prison isn't made of stone or steel. It's built from the fear of other people's opinions. And right now some of you are trapped, not by circumstance, not by lack of talent, but by your silent addiction to approval. You're sitting in a cage with no locked doors, yet you haven't moved. Not because you lack vision. And that awakening is going to cost you something, because real growth is not clean, it's messy, it's lonely. And sometimes it's wrapped in grief, grieving the people who once felt like home, but now sound like noise. Some people were your stepping stone, not your soulmate. Some people were your survival tribe, not your future counsel. And if you try to drag them with you, they will become your anchor. You can't fly while chained to dead weight. You can't lead while begging for permission. And you sure as hell can't evolve while keeping everyone comfortable. This is the part they don't tell you about success. You will lose people. But here's what you gain. Peace over performance. Purpose over popularity. Clarity over chaos. And a life that finally feels like it's yours. Let them talk. Let them roll their eyes. Let them question your motives. Their doubt is not your problem. Their fear is not your future. Their limits are not your ceiling. Every time you hold on to someone you've outgrown, you rob the world of the fullest version of you. So stop trying to be understood by people who never had the capacity to see you. You didn't come this far to play small, you didn't heal this much to start hiding again, and you didn't survive your storms just to be shackled by guilt and familiarity. So let them go, with love, with peace, but with finality. Because your future is already here, and it doesn't have room for people who still doubt you. This is your moment. You've just been handed a decision, not a quote, not a feel-good speech, a real choice. Keep dragging the past, or step into the fire of your becoming. This is the Stoic Quotient, where we don't chase comfort, we become unshakable. Subscribe if this message lit something in you. Share it if someone you love is stuck in a season they've outgrown. And revisit this the next time you're tempted to shrink, because the dream isn't waiting, but it is watching, to see if you're ready to let go. Thanks for watching.